Hey guys, I hope that you are doing fine. This video I'll show you how to do Windows 10 servicing. Basically, this is one of the methods that Microsoft introduced that they to upgrade the Windows using a servicing method in SCCM. So in the previous video I showed you how to upgrade from Windows 7 to Windows 10, and the feature update that was pushed in that Windows 10 was 1809. So in this video I'll show you how to upgrade an older version, which basically is 1809 that was shown in the previous video, and I'm going to upgrade that one to a newer version, which is 1903. Microsoft introduced this with the release of Windows 10. Basically, they plan to release about two versions every year. And if you want to look at the schedule and how they have done it in the past, you could actually go to one of this website. It's right here. I will leave the link in the description of the video too. You can just go there, and it also give you a little bit information about the feature update for Windows 10 are released twice a year around March and September via the semi-annual channel. They will be serviced with monthly quality updates for 18 or 30 months from the date of the release, depending on the lifecycle policy. And as you could see right now, the current version is 1903, which is right here. And you will also be able to see when it would be availability date, operating system build number, or latest revision date, and some more information. And if you just scroll down a little bit further, this is where Windows 10 started with 1507, then went to 1511, and as you could see, it just kept going up as the time passed. So just take a look at it, browse around and read a little bit more about it too. This would kind of give you a better idea that how these upgrades or feature updates are released, and what Microsoft is trying to do, and what you need to do to keep them serviced and keep them up to date. Yeah, I think that's pretty much about how they come through. So now I'll show you how to do it. I'll just go to the SCCM machine, which is SCCM 01. So in order for you to do that, you need to sync the updates. So just I'm going to launch SCCM console, click start, configuration manager, console. So how to set up and kind of bring the updates into SCCM, you need to watch a video. I believe is the video number, let me get that one for you. It's video number, yeah, it's video number 10 of this series. You could get the link in the description, and it's gonna pop up over here too. You could click on that one. That shows you exactly how to set it up, the whole WSS and everything. Once you have those, simply come to lock the console and then go to software library, and if you click on software updates and all software updates, you are going to see all of the updates that were synchronized in the previous sync, whatever the sync that was set up. So just to kind of make sure that I have latest and greatest and everything is kind of synced again, so I'm just going to click on synchronize software updates, click OK. and then they click on synchronize software update, and then click yes. And in the background, the system is going to start doing this, and you could also monitor that what exactly is going on. There is a log which is in C, wherever your the home directory for the SCCM is. In my case, is on the C drive under C program files, Microsoft Configuration Manager, and then go to logs, and the log is wsync mgr. That's the log for you. It can take some time depending on how many updates are available, and then also when you started the first sync. Since in my case, it has been synced several times, so as you could see, it's just very little that it needs to sync, and it just went fairly quick for me. So once you have that, I'm going to minimize this, then click on Windows 10 servicing. This is where all of the updates, all Windows 10 updates, basically these are the upgrades to those feature updates, they would start showing up over here. One thing that if you don't see it, if you went and set it up as it should be set up, and you still don't see it, what you need to do is go to admin, then look for the site configuration, click on the site, select the site if you have multiple. If you're following my series of this video, you should have only one, and then select the site, then go on to configure site components, software update point, and classifications, and this is where the updates are. So just make sure that you have these checked, updates and upgrades, they are checked. And if you have the Windows 7 in the environment, you might, and if you are interested in grabbing the feature packs, this is where you need to check that part too. So click OK. Sync was running, as you could see right here. So I'm just gonna give it a few more minutes for it to complete. It's on 7% now, so it can take, depending on how much has already been synced and how much hasn't, so it can take some time. So I'm just gonna go pause it and wait for this to complete. So the sync is completed, as you could just see right here. I'm just gonna close this log file. And then I'll just simply create a folder that I would stage all of that. I will state the update, the one that I'm going to grab. So there is actually already a WSS content folder structure set up. So I'll just go in there, and then within that is update services packages. And here I will create a new folder. I will name it Windows 10 feature update. Feature update 1903. I would even actually go a little bit further and call it X64 ENG for the English. If you I'm using it just in case if you have multiple languages in your environment. And then what you got to do is just make sure to copy the URL, which is the UNC, because that's the one that SCCM likes instead of just hard-coded drive. So the path is going to be this. So I'm just going to copy this path. Then what you want to do is just go to software library, and then go to Windows Servicing, all updates, and this is where you are going to see all of those updates that are available. These are, if you just look at right here, these are not downloaded yet, and obviously not deployed. So the one that I am interested in is this. You could add the criteria. I have shown that how to do the criteria and then also do those save search a result in one of the previous video. I believe it was video number 10 for Windows updates, Windows auto updates. So you might want to check that one out. I will not go through that again. So just I know this is the one that I am interested in. So if you apply the, let's say the filter or the search filter, you would all be able to filter it with that search versus just looking at all of these. So since I know this is the one that I am interested in, this is the one that I'll be deploying. And even if you look at it, if you have already deployed Windows 10 into your environment, SCCM already knows. So it knows which one actually required. So you could kind of see it here that there is one machine that requires that. If you have multiple, obviously you would know multiple ones, which versions they need accordingly. You could kind of filter through them that way too if you want to. Once you know which one that you are interested or which one is needed, right click it and click download. Select download, sorry. Create a new deployment package. Name it, I'm gonna call it Windows 10. Actually, I already have that, so I'm just gonna use. So I'm just gonna call it Windows 10 Feature Update 1903, and this is where it needs to go, and that's why I had copied that UNC path. You could check enable binary differential duplication. Click next. Distribution point. Select the distribution points. I will download it into only one, which is SCCM 01. I should have two distribution points here, but I'm just gonna distribute it to only one. It's SCCM 01. Okay. Next. Leave everything as default. Click next. Everything default. Click next. Only one language I'm going to select, which is English. You could select others if the ones that you are trying to deploy to. So in my case, I will just only go with English. Click next. Go over the summary real quick. Whatever these selections that you made up there. Next. So depending on the speed of your network and then also depending on the speed that you have your SCCM infrastructure set up, this will take the time accordingly. So just wait for it to process and complete. I will just pause for a few moments until this is completed. All right. The update is downloaded successfully, as you can just see right here. So I'm going to close. Got downloaded. So now I'm just going to deploy it. So just click on all updates. As you can see, it's downloaded here. Right click, deploy. Give it a name, which I'm just going to give it Windows 10. Feature update 1903 x64 English. Click next. Oh, I'm sorry. You click on the collection, and the collection that I want to do, which if you recall we did it in the previous video, is Inplace Upgrade Windows 10. Click OK. Next. This is a required or available, so I will make this one available so that it gives me a choice to go and download it from the software center. And you could just give the message details. I could just do only success and error. Click next. As soon as available, just make sure for this lab purpose, just leave everything as is. You know how to set up the times. I have showed you couple of times in the past videos. So click next. display in software center. Yes, you want to display it. Everything default basically. Next. Everything default. Click next. So you could check both of these two. Click next. Go through the summary. Click next. And close. So now if I go and I'm going to log into that one of the machine that was actually originally Windows 7, and then I upgraded doing the Inplace upgrade from Windows 7 to Windows 10 feature update 1809, and that machine name is, as you could see, this is I believe it was TWin7-1. Yeah, that's the machine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly force update the SCCM policy on it, software update, and then let me show you something else too. So let me show you the Windows version, and to do that, open up a command prompt and just do WINVER. That's the Windows version, and as you could see, this one is 1809. I'm gonna click OK, close this, and then I'm gonna go to Control Panel and force update the SCCM policy so that that the update can come through. Okay. Alright, so I basically did the machine policy. Click OK. Just give it a few seconds. Should come through pretty quick. Just gonna verify one more time that the collection, the one that I am deploying to, has the correct machine. So I can just go to Assets and Compliance, go to Device Collections, and the one that I'm deploying to is Inplace, which is right here. Just gonna go take a look at it. Oh, okay, sorry, this was a wrong machine in this collection. So what I'll do to make it a little bit faster, instead of just going back and trying to deploy or make another deployment, I will add that machine into this collection. So just go and look for this one right here, TWin7-1, right click, add selected item, and then I'm going to add it to an existing collection. Click OK, and then Inplace upgrade Windows 10. Sorry about that. So now I'll just right click and update the membership of this collection so that that machine can be pulled into this. As I refresh it, that's right here. So I'm going to go back to that machine again now and update the policy one more time. Configuration Manager, it should pop up pretty quick. Come on. All right, here you go. So you could see it. So now feature update to Windows 10 Business Edition. That's the one that is coming through. I'm just gonna click. I just clicked on it and then click install, and the system would start upgrading this. And depending on the speed of the machine, how it was set up, it can take some time. And I'm gonna start the process. Install, and once we return, the version should upgrade to Windows 10 feature update 1903. So I'm just gonna wait for it to complete. It's downloading. It's downloaded 77%. While it's doing this, let me show you something else. If you go onto the SCCM console, and if you look at software library, go back to basically servicing, and click on the Windows 10 servicing, you are going to see this little dashboard. And in this dashboard, basically, you would see like a kind of a big picture of how your environment is right now. So if you look at it right here, I have 1903. There are 3 machines on it, and there is one that is on 1809. So once all of the compliances are going to run, basically once that machine is upgraded to 1903, all of my environment should start showing that I have 100% 1903. And then there is another thing that I'm going to create the video in the future. That is about rings, Windows 10 rings. I will explain what they are to, what is the need for them, and how you could set it up. So that would be a future video, maybe 2 or 3 videos from this video down the road in the future. So yeah, I'm just going to go back and take a look at it. It is installing. It has already downloaded. I'm just gonna pause it, let it finish, and as soon as it's finished, I'll just show you the final results. And I do want you to also know that this does require reboot. You could also see it right here. The users are going to see that too. And there are another ways that you could actually give the notification to the user for this too. Since I had deployed this one using basically making it available, so that's why it was shown over here, and the user, in this case is me, had to go and click a couple of buttons to start the installation. So certain organizations do it, prefer it this way, and then they basically send an email or whatever their notification method is to the end user. They follow those processes. And certain organizations, they just try to force deploy the feature update, which in which case, if it's mandatory, then the user kind of sees the exact same kind of notifications that are shown to them during the regular updates that gets deployed. Okay, I think it has installed, and it's given me the option to reboot the machine. I'm just going to click restart. Restart, yes. And since this is the RDP session, so I'm just going to open up the VM console so that you could see it, what's happening there. So this is the one. So from here, basically the whole process is just like any updates. Whenever they are applied, the system goes to reboot, and upon reboot, it just start applying the updates. So I'm not gonna keep waiting on it to extend the video. So I'm gonna try to make it as short as possible. So I'll just pause it, and once it's rebooted, I'll just log in and I'll show you guys that it has been upgraded to 1903. So this has completed, and it's kind of booted. I'm just going to go and try to log in and verify that the feature update was applied successfully. As you can see, the user ID is still there and is still connected and joined to the domain. you're obviously going to see the first time whenever you're logging into a new operating system. So that's what I always is showing those messages. All right, this is booted, so I'm just going to open up a command prompt. So I'm just gonna do win version on it. As you can see, this is 1903. So this was successfully upgraded. So this concludes how to deploy Windows 10 feature updates using the Windows servicing model. If you have any kind of questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section. The next video, you don't want to miss it. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please make sure to subscribe it, because in the next video I'll show you a really detailed task sequence, how you could do sort of things. It would be basically a kind of task sequence that you would potentially deploy into a real production environment. Like, I'll show you how to do basically format and create multiple drives. Also show you how to apply the drivers conditionally, not just like going and searching. No, I would show you how to exactly apply the drivers, how they are applied in production environment. Let's say that you have 100 different machines and have 100 different way of applying the drivers, how you put them and install them conditionally. I would also show you how to deploy certain applications on certain operating systems whenever that machine is running the task sequence. So just stay tuned in and wait for that video. It will take me just a little bit of time to create that video because it's going to be a little long. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to comment or like or dislike, because that would keep me going. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of evening or day wherever you are. Peace.